Hey parents, as promised, this week we are going to talk about toilet training. So for those of you who felt a shudder of terror go down your spine as soon as I said those words, I want you to take a breath and relax because I promise you it does not have to be as hard as you might imagine it to be. So everywhere we look, there are systems and devices and books and manuals and videos and all sorts of things out there about toilet training. And you've probably heard the parents on Facebook moms groups saying, I trained my child in 3 days. And that's great if that worked for them. In my experience, though, a 3-day or 1-week training method often results in a lot of pressure and a lot of stress for you and your kiddo. So I want to offer you some thoughts about preparing your child physically and emotionally for the process and preparing yourself so that you have realistic expectations. So this week, that's what we're going to talk about. And then next week, we're going to get into the down and dirty details of what actually happens once you start toilet training. So if we think about it this way, even the term toilet training is a little bit weird, right? We're not training a puppy to roll over and do tricks. When our child is learning to walk, we don't expect them to go from 0 movement to fully running and jumping in 3 days. When our child is learning to talk, we don't expect them to go from no noises whatsoever to full sentences in 3 days. So really, toilet training is more like toilet learning because what we're doing is we're helping them learn to harness a natural biological process. And so I want to offer you some quick tips for how to do that in an easy and patient and gentle and low stress kind of way. So here goes. The first one is that when your child starts to get really steady on their feet, they're walking well, they've got good balance, you might want to consider a couple of things. The first is moving the bathroom process, the diaper changing process into the bathroom. Because not only does that mean you can do away with the change table, but it means that they start to understand that all bathroom related functions take place in the bathroom. And you're thinking to yourself, does this mean that I have to change them on the bathroom floor or try to get them to contort themselves around the sink to change them on the counter? But no, that's the beauty of it, because once your toddler is steady on their feet, you can actually start changing them standing up. And this makes them feel far more involved in the process. And it's a really respectful way to approach the diaper changing process. Because let's face it, kids do not like having their diaper changed. We find ourselves having to distract them, and we're singing to them, and we're playing with toys, and we're trying to keep their hands out of their poopy diaper. So by having them stand up and involving them in the process however possible, having them hold the clean diaper, having them hand you the wipe, and talking to them about the process, saying things like, your diaper is wet because you peed, and I'm gonna help you to be clean and dry and feel nice and comfy again by changing your diaper. It starts to get them understanding the language of the process. Likewise, because you are now doing the diaper changes standing up in the bathroom, it means that when they have a poopy diaper, they can actually watch you dump the feces into the toilet and flush. And you can say things like, the poop goes in the toilet. And then you can put the diaper, away in the garbage or the diaper genie or the laundry or whatever it is you do. And all of these things slowly build up the habits that bathroom things happen in the bathroom, and that they are an active participant in the process. It's not just something that's done to them. Another thing that you can do in preparation is purchase whatever potty or toilet seat and stool that you want to use. But when you bring them into the bathroom to do the diaper change, invite them to sit on it every time. Sometimes they'll say yes, sometimes they'll say no, and that's okay. You don't actually need to insist on it. It's just to start getting them used to it. If they consistently say no, then you could offer them a choice. Something like, can you sit on the potty by yourself, or do you need me to help you? And sometimes just the perception of choice is all that they need for them to feel like they have control over the situation. So these are some of the things that you can do from the time that they're 12 months, 13 months, 15, 16 months, whenever it is that they start to get really steady on their feet, you can start preparing them for toilet learning by going through these processes. And for some kids, they might do this for 6 months. Some kids might do it for a year, 18 months, until you'll start to see the signs that they're really ready to actually start, switching to underwear and going at this in earnest. And that's what we're going to talk about next week. So stay tuned.